And I mean, actually more than actually one World Cup winning. What is still your aims for your both loopbaan and for what you still want to do for the Boks now?
It's always been an honour and a privilege to represent your country, whether it's the first game or however many caps there are. But it's always been a dream of mine since I was a little boy, and I'll keep fighting for that until the day is where I can't anymore. It's always an honour and a privilege to be here. I'll always work as hard as I can to be here. Whether it's the first one or wherever I am now, I'll still keep working hard because I know what an amazing environment we have here and what an honour it is to represent the Springboks.
I think maybe if I can add, well, he's actually next year's World Cup is it also in?
I think it is, but that's obviously a long-term goal. Right now, obviously just focusing on the preparation and making sure I'm well prepared for Wales is the first task. I'm trying not to look too far ahead and making sure that I'm taking it game by game to obviously give myself the best shot.
Malcom, as you guys finish this home leg of the Nations Championship, besides obviously winning, what are the objectives you guys would like to get out of this last home game?
I think that's maybe a question for Coach Rassi, but look, obviously there's always room for improvement regardless of how the game goes, whether you think you've had a perfect game or not. The game of rugby is not perfect, and there will obviously always be errors and mistakes. So I think just working on the small things that maybe we felt we didn't get right last week or in the previous 2 weeks that we've played, try and improve those. But like I said, we're focusing on Wales. We know how physical they can be and what a threat they are. So just obviously preparing ourselves the best that we can and working on those small little 1 or 2% just to get better for this weekend.
Malcom, how do you guys draw motivation? I mean, looking at the Welsh side, they've been out of sort for quite a number of years now, and then you look at it, only won one in South Africa. I think that was the only match I think in Bloemfontein. How do you draw inspiration to play against the side?
As I said before, it's always an honour and a privilege to represent your country, especially the Springboks. So that alone is a motivational thing. I don't speak on behalf of everybody, I speak on behalf of myself. But Wales are a tough side, regardless of their previous results. They're an extremely physical side. They're well drilled, so it's going to be a great challenge for us, regardless of who we play with. We play the same every single test. So I think everybody's looking forward to the challenge, knowing the physicality and the game plan that they bring.
I mean, just sort of to carry on from that, I mean, you won the World Player of the Year last year. I mean, for us, the first time that we spoke about it, just take us through the emotion of winning that and also getting the one of Saul as well. Yeah. It might be a long time, yeah.
It was a while ago, and I can't rely on what happened last year to pull me through this year. I've still got to work extremely hard and make sure that I'm diligent in my preparation. It was an honour and a privilege, and I said it last year, none of that stuff is achievable without the environment and the team and the coaching staff that we've got. But unfortunately that is in the past now, and I'm focusing on this year and I'm focusing on this weekend against Wales.
I just want to ask Malcom, your experiences of playing against Wales, what kind of team are they? Your thoughts about what you can get from them on Saturday?
Very physical side. Very confrontational forward pack as well, and looking forward to that challenge as well. Past couple of years I've played against him, it's always been a tough battle. They don't go away, so I think it's gonna take a full 80-minute performance this weekend.
Malcom, there was a stage where there was an injury scare while you were in Japan. Obviously that's all in the past now, but was it a stage that you thought you might have missed a couple of tests for it? And just talk a bit about your season in Japan as well, because we obviously don't see that much.
Yeah, decent season. We got through to the final, but unfortunately lost that. We had a good amount of injuries through the playoff period. But I had a small injury in my arm or in my bicep, but thankfully got the right advice from the medical staff, not only there but back home. It could have been worse, but fortunately I caught it early enough to make sure that it was manageable, and thankfully I'm through that now.
And just, Wales are the one team, if you look back at 2022, and the results, maybe not the recent results, but they are a team that don't, you talked about them being very physical. They're not a team that gets overawed by South Africa's physicality as such. Do you expect that, or have you seen anything in the last couple of games that they have that tells you any different?
No. It's the same sort of physical well side that they've always been since I first played them. So yeah, we are expecting that. We know they won't go away. So we've got to make sure we're well prepared and physically front up for this game.
That's good. So Malcom, just one thing we picked up maybe in last week's game against Scotland, and maybe in some of these Nations Championships games, is that referees aren't really rewarding the jacklers as much as it feels that way. I don't have any evidence of it, but the feeling is that the jacklers don't get rewarded for going over the ball as much as maybe a season ago. Do you get the same sort of sense, or is it just maybe one-off games?
I think it varies from game to game. I can't speak on behalf of the refs of what they're seeing, because maybe the picture that's presented to them is very different to what you feel as a jackler going in for the ball. So I can't speak on behalf of them. Maybe they're seeing different pictures. After all, they are the CEO of the game technically, and they're managing the game. So maybe the picture's a bit different. There have been some nice rewards, obviously for Jasper and Damien in the first game against England. And then Grobies and I think Paul got some award last weekend against Scotland. But yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, there's always room for improvement in small little things. The 1 or 2% is where we can get better, and we can't rely on the referees to reward us if we're not working hard. So maybe just try and improve where we can, how we can.
Malcom, you're lucky enough to scrum with some great props. In the tight end side, there's Wilco, now you've got Kolusadi coming in, similar to sort of build, I think. But how's Kalu fitted in, and what can you tell us about him and what you expect from him?
Yeah, I obviously had a great season at Bordeaux, and he's getting his opportunity. Fortunately enough, I scrummed with him when I was back at the Lions in 2018, 2019, so I have played rugby with him before, and I have scrummed next to him before, so I know what he can do. And yeah, but obviously haven't played together for a little while, so just testing combinations and obviously seeing what works best. But I'm looking forward to the challenge this weekend. I think so is he.